Hello students, we'll get started very shortly. He escaped the jail cell to attend tonight, so thank you for escaping the jail cell. Welcome, Fuddy Duddy, once again to the stream. So while I'm doing the test, there will be an echo that will go away very shortly. He escaped the jail cell to attend tonight, so I think we're good. If you can't hear something with the piano or my voice, let me know, and I can fix it up. So just let me set up one or two more things, and then we'll be ready to roll. There we go. Okay, welcome out everybody to another terrific live stream from Lessons on the Web. So Tim here, if you don't know me already, but chances are if you are here with us today that you are aware of that. Let's see, both are very clear, piano and voice, and I see the two keyboards and notes on Peter motif. All right, perfect. That's exactly right. Although that's not exactly what we're talking about today, but I guess to start out the lesson with a little tidbit of information, since after all that's why we're here. A motif, as you can see here, this is with my student Peter, is that a motif is a small idea that a song is based around that you will hear over and over again during the song. Now you can change it up. So basically what we did is we took the first measure. I had him write a motif here. So we're in 12/8, and he just wrote out a measure, a pattern that is repeated throughout. And then what he does is he moves up the pattern one note each time. And so yeah, he moves it up 2 different keys each time. That is known as sequencing. So say you take, Jingle Bells, and then you just move it up to the next note. And that's called a sequence. So just to start out with a little tidbit, and a motif is a small idea that a song is based around. Certainly like, right, Beethoven's Fifth, or For Elise, or something like that. So just to start out the lesson with something interesting. So welcome tonight. Usually on Sundays in our community awesome live stream of happiness, we talk about, we have a community session where I take in questions from students like you, basically so I can answer those questions, provide some enlightenment for everybody in terms of playing piano, and it's just a way for me to get in touch with you. So any questions, I'll open up the floor now, any questions you may have. So whether you're in the chat now or you are watching the recording of this, leave it in the comments. I would love to hear, what questions do you have about playing music? What kind of lessons do you think you'd still like to see that I don't have on the channel yet, or maybe a lesson where I can elaborate a little bit more? Anything like that, preferably music related. Hello, Abdullah is here. Hello, Abdullah. How are you doing tonight? So, yeah. So basically, let me think about what I want to do tonight. So think of your questions while I get this ready. All right, let me show you real quick what the plan is. Oops. So if you ever go to my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, I have a bunch of courses over there, but let me show you first. If you click on the community tab at the top, it takes you to this free page here where basically I can go over what we're going to be going over the next couple of weeks. So tonight is the community Q&A, as I discussed. Watch me teach a lesson that may or may not happen Friday morning. That's an extra one. I usually don't do live streams Friday morning. But just to let you know, in case it's your first time tuning in, or you just want to know in general, that we have live streams almost every Friday and almost every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so if you ever want to check us out live, that's the time to do it. We do it most Fridays and most Sundays. Sometimes I can't keep to the schedule for one reason or another, but I try my best to stick to that time. Every once in a while, I sneak in a random live stream during the day. I'm actually finding out that the morning and the day for me might be better to do the live stream, but I'm sticking with time we have set on up to now. I may add one, but I'm kind of playing around with some ideas. So going over what we're going to be talking about over the next few weeks that I highly recommend you be on the lookout for. We're having a piano finger workout exercise on Friday, and these will work, different parts of your hand so you can improve your dexterity and your playing overall. I think that one will be really good. We have part 2 to that the following Friday. So we spend, 2 weeks now on a topic rather than one. And that lets me basically make a longer, more comprehensive lesson. It also allows me to have a week in between to kind of think about if there's anything I wanted to cover in the lesson that I forgot about. Because there's almost everything as soon as I make the video or do the live stream. I think like, oh man, it would have been really awesome to do, add that in there. So it gives me an extra week to add that in as well. And then it looks like on the 24th we have off, and then we're going to resume on April 7th where, we have polyrhythm on April 7th when we meet again. That will be a little bit more advanced of a lesson. And then I do have some other lesson ideas I'm still in the works for the rest of April, so I will update the calendar. So you want to check out this community page whenever possible to get a feel for what's coming up and what our plans are for the next few live streams. Audio is low. Okay, does everybody else find the audio low? Because sometimes it's just your system. You might just have to turn up your system audio. I should be plenty in front of the camera, or not in front of the camera, in front of the microphone. If somebody else let me know if the audio is low, so I can adjust. Buddy Duddy says, for guitar, I always practice my scales. Guess it was the same for piano. Help me improvise while playing with rock bands. Yeah, scales are always very good. It's the same for piano, yeah. So learning your scales really gives you a good idea on what notes exist in a key. So if you're playing the key of G and you know your G major scale, you know that whenever you're playing with a group or something, you're generally playing notes and chords within that key. So that means like whenever you have an F, it's going to be an F sharp, and generally you're not going to be hitting any other black keys or any other sharps or flats other than that. So it is important to know your scales because it just kind of lays out from beginning to end what notes exist within that key. A lot of people don't understand the importance of scales, but that's what they are. Synthesia spelled in synthesia. Okay, so audio's fine on your end, so try to turn it up on your end a little bit. Sometimes I noticed on the YouTube recording that it's a bit lower than my audio recording. So if I record it over here on my computer, which I do for the bigger lessons, because the quality is just better, and I think it's just because we're streaming online, and sometimes it's a little low. Okay, let's see here. It must be his audio because I can hear you very well. Okay, it helped me to improvise while playing with rock bands. Okay, all right, great. And then let's see here. Any questions from anybody else? And welcome, by the way, Mimked, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If not, I apologize, of course. So any other questions you have about playing, I'd be more than happy to shed some light with you, or on the topic for you, rather. Okay, let me take a look here. All right. By the way, I think it's okay. All right. Any questions at all? Alright, maybe what I'll do is I'll teach a mini lesson of sorts. Okay, let me think about what to do here, since we're not getting a lot of questions, which is fine. Perfectly fine with that. Okay. I'm going to do a little practice sesh to see how good you are. Oh, you know what we should do? What we should do, at least what I should do, is go over Rhythm Trainer. Let's do that. That works perfectly. Rhythm Trainer 6. Okay, so here we have Rhythm Trainer 6. Rhythm Trainer, if you don't know, is part of a course I'm making for my website over on pianolessonsontheweb.com. It will be out very soon. Try making this video so I can finish up the course. So here we have training number 6. We're talking about 6/8, and we are going to go through, if you don't know about the Rhythm Trainer, we're going to go through the rhythm first, and then we are going to play the rhythm. So I'm assuming in this lesson that you know about 6/8. I have a YouTube video called How Rhythm Works, which is really good, but I also have some courses on my website as well that all designed to help you learn all the subjects you need to know rhythm, and as well as some practice to get this far. So here we have 6/8. Remember with 6/8, eighth note gets 1 beat. The bottom number tells you in the time signature how many beats in each measure, and then the bottom number tells you, bottom number, come on here. Bottom number tells you that the eighth note gets 1 beat. So it's basically telling you that there are 6 eighth notes in each measure. So measure 1 is going to be counted as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With your hitting eighth notes on 1, 2, 3. This half note here, right here, gets 2, so that's beats 4, 5, and then 6. Next measure, we simply just have some dotted quarter notes here. So that's just going to be, remember that a dotted quarter note, and what 6/8 does is that it doubles all the note values from before. So in 4/4, as you know, quarter note gets 1 beat, half note gets 2. Now quarter note gets 2 beats, half note gets 4. And if a dotted quarter note got 1.5 before, it gets 3 now. So the measure 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then here we have the next measure, which is going to be counted. We have a quarter note, which is worth 1, 2. We have an eighth note on 3, and then 4, 5 with another quarter, an eighth on 6. So this is counted as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have a simple dotted half note here, just simply counted as all 6 counts of the beat measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, moving along, we have 6 individual eighth notes counted as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're getting towards the end here, I believe. Yep. So in this measure here, the next to last one, you got a quarter worth 1, 2. You have an eighth worth, beat 3, that 1 beat there. And then 4, 5, 6 with the dotted quarter. So that measure is going to be counted as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the last measure right here is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here's the tricky part. I'm going to play this, and while it's playing, that's so strange. Earlier today the sound was working again, and now it's not. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to press play on this, and we are going to play along, as the line moves, try to play and play along with me as well. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how'd you do? It took me a little bit to get the rhythm, because normally the tablet will play along with me, and today I don't have that audio cue, so it took me a little bit to get on. So we're going to do it one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So continue to practice this, every day, clapping along and then playing along with this recording here with me. And that should help you get an idea on how to count some very simple rhythms in 6/8, a varying rhythm. So that's one of the reasons we do the rhythm trainer. It's not only does it introduce you to the topics you need to know to understand rhythm, it helps you practice those as well on a regular basis. So check out the course coming soon if you're watching this on YouTube as part of our live stream, and it will be on the website and all designed about teaching you your rhythm. And if you're in the course already, we've made it to Rhythm Trainer 6 here. There will be more on the way, whether I add them to this Rhythm Trainer or make a second level here. I was planning on originally doing 6, but I might throw in a 7 or 8 into this first course here. So anyway, that does it for the Rhythm Trainer today, and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, so live stream people, I'm not going anywhere. I just kind of did that, and so I could edit this together and get that lesson out. Okay, yes, please teach the rhythms in details. So one thing I want to point out is if you go to on the YouTubes, because like I explained in the last live stream, these are lessons that I've already prepared, and so I've put some time thinking about how to phrase things the right way and get everything in there I need. So let me think about this first. How rhythm works. Okay, so if you type in how rhythm works and you scroll down, I may be like the third or fourth video down. It's picture me, blue outline, blue letters. It says 6/8. And that's basically where I talk about all the subjects you need to know for the very basics for beats, time signatures, and tempo. If you want to learn a lot more even beyond that, you can go to pianolessonsontheweb.com, because on the YouTube video it will take you through a lot of the really basic things. This will help you review those things as well as take it a little further if you're interested. So if you go to my website and click on music courses, and you go and you click on rhythm here in the middle, there's 3 levels of rhythm. There's easy, intermediate, and advanced there for you. So I just spent some time today going through those courses. I'm going to beef them up a little bit, make them even better, but there are some courses there for you if you are interested in those. But basically, I'm going to cover it real quick for you right now. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, just mainly because, like I said, I had already made that video that I pointed out to you, and that had everything in it I think it needed for a good explanation. But basically, what you need to know is that music, let me make it a little easier for us here. So just give me a sec. So music is contained in these little containers called measures, and I'll show you what that's about. Yeah, let's get a piano up here. Okay, so music is contained in these little boxes or blocks, called measures, right? And measure is really the distance between these vertical lines, called bar lines. So as you can see, reading from left to right, those are the measures. You include the treble clef and the bass clef when you count a measure. So there's measure 1, measure 2 is right there highlighted for you, measure 3. So they're all contained in these boxes, right? And the very basics of rhythm is the time signature, in that it tells you how many beats can fit in this box. So before you can understand this, you need to understand that a quarter note, the different types of notes. The quarter note, this one, it's 1 count. The half note, this one, gets 2 counts. Dotted half note here the rhythm will go red because I have too many beats in here now, but the dotted half note, oops, come on, dotted half note. Maybe it won't let me do it there because it's too many beats. You have the dotted half note, which is worth 3 beats. That was it. Yep, that's why it wasn't working. And then you have the whole note worth 4 beats there. So the thing about it is that you have those different note values. Study up on those first. I really highly recommend that to understand rhythm. Second thing you need to understand is that the top number tells you how many of those, not necessarily how many of those notes can fit in each box because they're all worth different amounts, but how many total beats can fit in that box. So if it's 4, then a maximum of 4 beats can fit. Actually, 4 beats need to fit in that box. You can't have less than 4 beats unless it's some kind of pickup measure or something like that. Another, if it's a pickup measure, 99% of the time they loop around anyway, so it really is 4 complete beats. So basically, you can't go over 4 beats. So we have a half note here, we have a quarter note here. That's 3 beats because you have 2 here plus 1 is 3. How many, what kind of note should we use to fill out the measure? Well, if we need one more beat, you're going to draw another quarter note, and that works fine. What happens if I draw another quarter note? Well, the measure turns red, and that's because we committed a crime in music, which is putting too many beats in this measure. We have 2 here, and we have 3 here. That's 5. That's too many. It doesn't fit in there. So that's generally the basics of how rhythm works. You can have different time signatures, like 3/4, and things like that. And as you notice, as I turn it to 3/4, the measure turned red. Now, why is that? Because the top number is 3 now. We can only have a maximum of 3 beats, not 3 notes, but 3 beats in that measure. So now we have the correct number of beats because we have 2 here, 1 here, that's 3. And then, if I drew a dotted half note here, that's all I would need for that measure, since that would take up the entire measure. Okay, let's see here, everybody. It looks like a ton. Okay, let's see here. So it looks like the volume is a little low, perhaps. So let's see here. Okay, how's that? That should be a bit louder. Okay, let's read some comments here. We have quite a few comments that have come in, so I always love the comments. Let's check it out here. How are you doing today, Bro Tim? Bodacious is here again today. I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Mike says, do you have any tips on proper posture and sitting at the piano to prevent back pain? I sometimes get back pain after playing for an hour or so. So that could be a number of reasons. I mean, you could have something wrong with your back, but probably not. I mean, a lot of us, when we sit for long periods of time, an hour or more, our back will hurt a little bit, especially as we get older. I'm not real old yet, but my back will hurt if I sit in the same position for a long time, especially for the computer, because I'm slouching when you use a computer, because the computer's like down in front of you. I guess a piano kind of is too, but that's the way it goes. So you want to sit up straight and you want to be comfortable. It could be that your posture, check your posture. What you want to do is you want to get a mirror or something to record yourself with and check your posture. Look online for resources about proper posture at the piano. Basically sitting up straight in a chair is probably the proper posture. But even though you're sitting up, you still want your arms to be loose and your shoulders to be like laid back and loose. You want your core firm, but not too firm to where your muscles are really straining to keep you up, because that will create pain over time as well, because your muscles will just get tired. Make sure you're sitting up straight. Now that alone, if you're not used to sitting up straight, will wear on your muscles just because you're not used to it. So practice that. Practice checking your posture with a mirror or some kind of recording device, because a lot of times what will happen is we'll think we have good posture, and then especially as the lesson wears on, we tend to lean forward a lot or back a lot. And my tendency is to lean forward most of the time, although sometimes in the live stream I actually tend to lean back just because of the way the microphone and the camera are positioned and things like that. So I would check your posture. That's the main thing. If you feel like something's really wrong, you should go check out a doctor for sure. Okay, let's see. Do you feel are the very best finger exercises to do on the daily basis? So just a quick thing. We're actually going to go into more details about this next time. But some good exercises I recommend are Hanon, Hanon. If you look up Hanon piano exercises online, you will find a website that basically shows you these for free. Hanon piano. I don't know, I'm just going to type in hand piano, see what transpires. Okay, the very first one in Google, Hanon/online.com. You can get all the Hanon exercises, at least most of them, for free there and transpose them to different keys. Things like that. Czerny, Czerny. People do pronounce this one differently. And he has a lot of great, Carl Czerny, his name is. And I would check out his exercises as well. Some of them you could find online, but not as prevalent as the Hanon. The Hanon actually hosts them on their own website. Okay, let's see here. On second thought, the audio might be low. Okay, I saw that. Best of luck tonight with your lessons for piano. You're doing good work. I can't stay and watch this time, but I'm glad it is happening. Oh, Johan, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, welcome to the live stream again. Sorry you can't make it the entire time, but thanks for coming out. Fuddy Duddy says, thanks, Tim, on your explanation of your course. I think you're the best piano teacher so far. I think I will sign on once I get my synth set up in my trailer. Home might be a little while, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine, Fuddy Duddy. What do I recommend to improve sight reading? First things first, I should really make... I feel like I have made a lesson on this, but I can't recall. I know I've talked about it on the stream before. So sight reading, some simple things you want to do is sight read every day. You want to find a book of songs that's a little bit below your level. So if you learn out of a songbook anyway, or like a lesson book, say you're on level 2 of a lesson book. Well, what you want to do is you want to find maybe level 1 of a version of the book that you haven't read through yet, and do that. Or look for books online, and just, on Amazon.com, they have like the little preview or whatever. See if you can see a preview of the notes and things that are in the book. And if the songs are a little bit below your level, that's perfect. You don't want your sight reading to be way above your level. You don't even, in most cases, want it to be at your current level, although once you get better at it, I would shoot for that, because that will challenge you more, and then even sight read things that might be a little bit out of your range. But in the beginning, get a book that's a little bit below your level that you can read through the pieces quickly and as accurately as possible. I mean, not play them quickly, but I mean, basically, I'm reiterating that it should be right beneath your level, because if it's too difficult, it'll take way too much time to get it to sound like anything and play through, and then you're really losing the benefit of trying to process these notes for the first time in your mind. Basically, once you start on a book like that, and practice a lot of things right underneath your level, they need to be different types of songs as well, and they need to have different patterns of chords in them and be in different keys, because the more diverse your sight reading is, the better it will be for you, because it trains your brain to basically react to new situations. It's like you learn how to read, right? Read English or any language, and then what you do is you after you are proficient at it, you are fluent in it, you are then able to read and say things off the cuff, or improv. You never have read a sentence before, and then you can just, I guess it's not really improv, but you've never read a sentence before, and you're able to sight read it with the language. Well, the goal is to get there with piano, but a lot of times what people do, they'll try to sight read something way out of their range, or maybe something even way too easy, where they're not really getting the benefit, and they're not sight reading every single day. You need to sight read every single day. If you've gotten far enough on sight reading, another good thing is a church hymnal. The way church hymnals are played is perfect for sight reading, because it has multiple voices going at once between both of the hands. Sorry, I have like a half a burp going on. You ever have that? Where you have to burp, but you can't. Um, it'll come up probably at the most unopportune time. But anyway, that's how I would approach your sight reading. Find something easy to work on. Work on it every day. You don't want to play the same pieces over and over because that's not sight reading anymore. You want to play through a piece, I would say twice. Play it through once as a real sight read, and then play it through again, trying to correct as many of the mistakes as you found playing through the first one. Another tip of sight reading that I have to give you that just came to mind, I really need to make a lesson on this since a lot of ideas are coming, is to first analyze the piece you're playing. Very, very crucial. If you ever have to sight read for an academy or like some kind of music school or something like that, you want to spend almost a solid minute just looking at the music. Look for those things in the beginning that we all look for when we learn a new piece of music. We may forget sometimes. I know I do, even still. You want to look for the time signature. You want to look for what key it's in. What does that really tell you what key it's in? Like what are the notes? You probably want to play the scale of the key that you're in, that the song's in. You want to look out for accidentals. You want to look out for tough passages. Maybe when you get to that tough passage, because you're sight reading and you want to be able to play from beginning to end as fluid as possible, and the really tough part, maybe drop out one of the hands or a few of the notes so you can kind of get through it. Because the goal with sight reading, in my view anyway, isn't, at first you'll stumble through it, and that's very common, but you want to be able to play fluidly from beginning to end on a song that you've never read before, because that's really where it becomes practical. Because then if you ever get to a point where somebody asks you if you know how to play, and then they're like, oh, well, I have this thing tomorrow, hopefully nobody ever does that to you. It's a very mean thing to do, in my opinion, but some people get in that situation and they can't help it. And then you say, well, I'm really good at sight reading, let me check it out. And if it just happens to be in a level that you can handle, you'll be able to play it through. So sight reading has a lot of great applications, but the main application, most practical one, because not all of us play for a band, is that it will help you learn new pieces a lot faster, and it actually will make learning music far more enjoyable. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have a new stream of questions, which is great. I can't do it. Okay, read that one. Life Rhythm, welcome. I would like to hear you play the piano at your best at the end of the live stream. I can try. I'm not really well practiced for like a performance, but I can certainly play something at the end here. Anything new about the 12 single notes? Nope. So, not yet, Bodacious. I've been pretty busy, unfortunately. Tammy Johnson says, should you sight read with a metronome? It depends. I would say most times no. I wouldn't sight read with a metronome. I was working on it, reviewing each note. Is interesting. Very difficult. I think it is hard to tell what a single note expresses. Yeah, exactly. You play a major, it sounds happy, or chords. Yeah, but so when you play like a single note, it's very hard to tell. So scales are probably the cheat sheet to use single notes, huh? Then you can apply whatever chord type. So, Bodacious, you bring up an interesting point. So if I play C or a G or something like that, unless you have perfect pitch. If you have perfect pitch, from what I understand, is that people with perfect pitch can associate a color or a timbre, like a color with a sound. So they say, oh, C is like kind of yellow, and D might be orange or something like that. I don't quite understand because I don't have perfect pitch. But those people can determine individual notes and the sound of those 12 individual notes. Now, you're right, though, in terms of sounding major or minor, a lot of it has to do with the notes that are built off of that note. So, you can have C major, but you can also have C minor, or C diminished, or C augmented. So the different notes you build off of that single note will definitely change the overall sound and quality of that. Single notes, apply whatever. Can I create this? I've created things like it, not for the 12 individual notes, though. I have a music theory course where I talk about the different kinds of chords and how they sound and how you can use a major chord progression and a minor. I highly suggest everybody check that out. Again, over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, I have a music theory course on this. So if you don't know, if you like my YouTube videos and you want more of this, more in piano instruction, music theory, all that stuff, there's actually a lot more subjects over there too. Pianolessonsontheweb.com. Check it out. Highly, highly recommend it. I put a lot of time, and still am putting a lot of time into that website and building content for it. So there's actually even more stuff over there, but it also includes with the videos like printable sheet music examples and other things like online activities and things like that, and tools to enhance your learning. So it has a lot to offer. So check it out when you get a chance. Bodacious says, cool, yeah. So I did make a course sort of on that, but the 12 individual notes, I could make a lesson on that, I guess, but that would be hard for me to do. Because like I said, it really depends on the notes you're building off of that. In which case, that's normal music theory in terms of building notes off of chords. If you check out Bodacious, I don't know if you've seen it. I think you'll find this interesting. So what did I call this? Let me look this up here so you don't get all this political nonsense. Let's see here. What was it called? It was called Chord Progressions Piano. You type in Chord Progressions Piano. Actually, one of my videos is up top. Learn the 4 popular song chords. That's not the one I'm talking about, though. This one has a picture of me, obviously. The simple how-to guide on building chord progressions for piano players. It came out about 4 months ago. I highly, highly suggest you check out that lesson. I say that a lot. Highly suggest you check it out. But I really do, because I feel like it will better describe what I'm talking about building, chords on different notes of the scale. And basically, and it's a 28-minute video, so it's a very, long, in a good way, a very comprehensive lesson that can show you the different sounds of the notes built off the scale. So check that out. Even before applying any chords. Yeah, that would be hard for me to do because I can't picture that very well. What makes scales what they are? I think that lesson there works pretty good for answering that. Let's see. Very sorry if I pronounce this name. Srivasya? Vasha? Srivasha, if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. If I'm not, I apologize. Sorry, how to harmonize a melody when to accompany vocals. I have another lesson on this. I really need to make another version of this lesson, though, because I think this lesson was really popular, but I didn't really put a lot of work into it because it was a few years ago. I mean, compared to the videos I put out now, it didn't, because I put more work into my videos now. It's not like it's a bad video. It's just my videos now are way better, I think. Let's see here. Let's see. How to harmonize a melody. I don't remember what it was called, but I do really need to make a new version of this. Why is this thing's being really crazy. Okay. How to harmonize a melody. And I don't know if my lesson's going to be here or not. Although it doesn't look like harmonizing a melody is a popular topic. Although that one's not bad. 1 month, 13,000. All right, I'm thinking out loud here. Let's see if mine is here. I doubt it. Oh, wow. How to harmonize chords for a melody on piano. America the Beautiful. Came out. It was close to 2 years ago now. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, how is his... Oh, my goodness. How is that on my videos again? This little snake. Anyway, this guy keeps putting his ads on my videos, and I want him to stop. And I keep blocking him, but he keeps, like, changing the URL. But anyway, check out that lesson. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to play my own video. So learn how to harmonize chords for a melody on piano. America the Beautiful. I'm going to make a new version of this that I feel like is going to be way better. Generally, what you want to do... let me find a song here. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this. They make it harder and harder to find sheet music online. I'm looking for a version that might not have all the chords in, but yeah, see, and then they want you to I don't know, I feel like I might get a virus or something from some of these sites. Let's see. Why not? Let's take Jingle Bells, right? They have all the notes written in and everything. Okay, so say I'm playing this, and this is perfect because it doesn't have the chord symbols written in, it just has the individual notes. So say I am trying to harmonize Jingle Bells. I just have the melody. Now, what you want to do is, first of all, you need to understand music theory to know this. You need to know what tonic chords are. That's the first chord in any key. So if we're in the key of G, which we are, G is our tonic chord. Generally, a lot of the chords in the song are going to be built around that G chord. Now, there's also the subdominant chord, which would be C major. It's 4 notes up on the G major scale. C major, D major is the dominant chord, and back to the tonic. You need to understand those because the first, and also known as the 1-4-5 chord progression. Understanding that is a big deal because for the most part, especially with these simple songs, those are the only chords you'll be using for the most part. Now, chances are in the beginning, the first chord is going to be the tonic chord. And to double check, make sure whatever melody note you have up top fits in that chord. So make sure it's a chord tone. So if I have a D up here, I have to make sure I have a D down there for it to work right. I mean, you can mess with that a little bit, but I wouldn't at first. So, and then just play it. Does it fit? Yeah, it fits great. Now, in the second measure, I have a D, and now I can play the G chord again. That actually sounds great. Put a little rhythm with it as well. And then, I have the same phrase over again for this third measure. Although, you have some options. So see how in the third measure you have D, B, A, G. You have a D here, right? Well, D is in the G major chord, but which are the other two chords that we talked about had a D in it? Well, the D major, right? So you could use a D major there. It might not fit quite as well. It fits okay. I actually kind of like you just using that one chord again over and over. So it's a little trial and error, but the general aspects of it is you need to understand what the main chords of a song are, the primary chords of the key. So whatever key you're in, say we're in the key of C, primary chords are C major, built off the first note of the scale, F major, built on the fourth note of the scale, and G major off the fifth. Whatever key you're in, you want to identify those chords first. Now, chances are the song in most cases will begin with the one chord, so that's a safe bet in most cases. However, when coming up with these chords, it's wise to pick a chord that has the right hand note in it already. That will just help blend things together right away. So starting out with the 4 chord in this song. See how weird that sounds? It's because it doesn't really fit. And then here we have an E here at the end of the first line here. So how about a 4 chord? C, E, and G, right? It has the E in it. So you want to make sure whatever right hand note you have also is included in the left hand. So those are just some general tips. I really am going to make sometime in the near future a updated version of this where I really list out the tips and everything and spend a lot of time thinking about how to go through this. But that's generally the tips I have for you right now. Okay, let's see here on the internet. Let's see. And how to accompany vocals. Well, vocals is a different matter because vocals, they would have the top line, and you'd have to determine the chords. It's the same idea though. You want to make sure whatever chords you're playing, at least one of the notes, is what the singer is playing. But what does a scale mean? Does that mean lots of notes go with that note, only nothing else outside? So check it out, that lesson I sent you, Bodacious. That explains it pretty well. I'm going to explain it right now. So what a scale is it's all the notes that exist within a key. So the word scale and the word key are highly related. A key tells you basically all the notes that exist in that song or passage of music, and that a scale is really when you put all those notes together from the starting note. So if you're in the key of A, your starting note in the scale is going to be A, and also your ending note in the scale is also going to be A. And you also have a certain number of sharps and flats. Like I said, that number or that video describes very well, but just to give you a little preview now. Funny does on the internet, there are a lot of guitar charts to show each scale and mode on the guitar. Can you do that with charts also? Or do you already have one on your website? On the internet, there are a lot of guitar charts. Let me see if I understand this. That show each note and mode of the guitar. Yeah, I have some courses on my website that do have that. It's not like a chart, though, but you can find a chord chart online. If you just type in piano chord chart, see what happens. I'm not a big fan of the 8notes.com. Sometimes they have good stuff, though. Okay, so right here, you have a very simple piano chord chart. You click on the name of the chord you want, so E, right? And then they show you how to play an E major chord down here. Now, this is very simplified since these are only major chords. But if you do a quick search online, you might even be able to find a better one. How about piano chord chart by Scott Bradford? Oh, here you go. So he shows you, so if it's the piano chord chart here, C major, it shows you which notes to hit: C, E, G, C minor, C, E flat, G. By the way, if it has the capital letter, it's a major. If it has a capital letter and a lowercase m, that's minor. If it says 7, that's a whole different thing with dominant sevenths, things like that. But there's a little cheat sheet for you for the chords. All right, let's see. This is why you need emojis. Definitely for the chords. Okay, everybody. I think I'm gonna not call it quits, but wind down the live stream now. So if you have any comments or questions for the end, leave them here. I will try to play. Let me try to play something. I haven't played. Let's see here. Not that. Let's see. I haven't played this one in a while, but I'll give it a shot. You're very welcome, Mike. You're very welcome. I'll stick around for a little while longer, but yeah, any last minute comments or questions, and then I'll play us out today. This is the second movement, the Pathetique Sonata. Need to position the song again. it go? Sorry about that, everybody. I had to flip the page here. I have no idea where I am. There we go. All right, there we go, everybody. Let's see. Life Rhythm gives a heart. Thank you, Life Rhythm. So I know it wasn't perfect. I haven't played it in a while, and I had trouble whenever I changed the page there. I got lost a little bit, but I thought it turned out pretty good. All right, Funny Dice says, thank you for finding the chord chart. I hope that guides me through the scales and modes. Well, also, if you are looking for the scales and modes, look up scale chart, piano scale chart, and that'll give you the scale chart. But as she says, thanks again, bro Tim. How have you been feeling lately? I've been feeling a little bit better. As I've told a lot of other people, that my mom passed away over the Christmas break, which was really, really hard to deal with. But I'm doing a little better now. It still is on my mind a bit, but getting back into the swing of things, trying to give it 100%. But it's something that it just takes time. I'm able to give a little bit more each week, and at least overall, each month is a little bit better. So I will continue that trend. Thank you for asking, though, Bodacious. Thanks for everybody for coming out tonight. Let's see. Srivasha says, thank you. That was helpful. I'm glad. Let's see. Bodacious said a lot of things. Let's see. Mike says, thank you for the helpful comment. So let me just thank everybody that came out tonight. Life Rhythm was also here. Tammy, thank you for coming. Let's see. Johan, thanks for coming. Mimicked. Oh, maybe that's what your name is, Mimicked. Thank you for coming out tonight, Bodacious. Let's see. Budala, thanks for coming. Lewis, thanks for coming again. Sorry the audio is a little bit low for you, buddy. I'll try to make sure the audio is a little bit louder, but that's kind of hard sometimes with my setup. All right, everybody. So if you have any last comments or questions, I'll answer them. If not, have a great week. Leave a thumbs up if you like this video, because it helps other people know that it's a lesson that they can learn from as well. And I just want to thank you for being a part of our community. Thanks for coming out tonight. It's always wonderful getting comments and questions from you, the community, because it really helps us all learn. I know that a lot of people will ask questions in the comments, and then either other people in the community will answer them, which is great, but other people, I think, are watching those comments as well to see what the answer is. So your comments are valuable not only to yourself, but, our community as well. So continue participating in the community. I always highly encourage it. And actually, once this lesson's over, check out some of the playlist things over on the YouTube channel. If you just look up lessons on the web on YouTube, click on my face, enter the channel, and then check out the playlist. There's a lot of collection of videos built around certain topics. And so check those out when you get a chance. I guess that's all I have to tell you for today. Looks my voice is burning out on us a little bit, which is okay because we're at about the hour here. Okay, so I just want to thank everybody else from coming out tonight. pianoscales.org/chart. Looks like has a good one. I think I've been there already. I think that one is a good one. Let's see. Yes, I have been to this website before many times. This one's a good one. So you can use this piano chart as well if you are not familiar with your scales yet. So anyway, have a great one. We're having a really great lesson on Friday about finger exercises, so make sure to come out for that. So thanks everybody for attending once again. This has been Tim from Lessons on the Web, and I'll check you out for the next lesson. Thank you so much.